happening around the world and what's happening here at home. A very good evening. You're watching Primetime News here on TV1. For the Newsfirst team, I am Hashini Patirana, and let's start off with a look at your headlines for tonight.
Vidyalankara Vidyalankara Pirivena that rendered a great service to Sri Lankan education proudly celebrates its 150th anniversary. The drug menace is spreading to many unexpected sectors. Let us follow the path shown by Venerable Walpola Rahulathera and lead the way for a good society. President's invitation to the Mahasangha.
Walpola Rahula Hamdurmansi Lekana Gatakala Penno Biksuge Urume Mahatana Biksuge Urume Api Yali Me Samajita Vashi.
Ice and heroin worth 5 billion rupees seized on board fishing trawler in the deep seas. Main suspect arrested in Gaul. A decision to issue pistols to members of parliament after examining crime analysis assessment reports. Pistols were requested because of the danger posed by violent individuals. But I don't need a pistol. A statement from SJB MP Mujibur Rahman.
දැන් මම සමහර තැන්වල මම හාව ඇලර්ජික් කට්ටියක් ඉන්නවා. ඒකෙදි යම් අනාරක්ෂක භාවයක් අපිට හැඟෙනවා.
Aaron Drade crowned island-wide DJ Champion of the Year.
The year 2025 is Aaron Drade! Give him a big round of applause, guys! Woo!
Who will take the trophy home? India takes on South Africa in the finals.
On to your top story tonight, President Kumara Dissanayake today said that the drug menace has spread to several unexpected sectors in the country. He made these remarks while attending the 150th anniversary celebration of the Vidyalankara Pirivena in Piliyandala. Now, the President also stressed that the government, led by him, has a critical and indispensable responsibility to curb the drug menace in the island. Piliyandala Vidyalankara Pirivena, which is a center of contemporary Buddhist education in Sri Lanka, was founded by Venerable Ratmalani Sri Dharmalokathera on the 1st of November 1875. This was a result of Venerable Ratmalani Dharmaloka Swamindrathera's decision to reside for the rust season in Piliyandala upon the invitation of the patron community of Dalugama. 1 month after the rust period, he established a patrons society, also known as Dayaka Sabha. Following a request from this society, he founded the Vidyalankara Shastra Shala with the full cooperation of his pupil, Venerable Ratmalani Dharma Ramathera. Due to his dedication to impart religious knowledge to many, both lay and ordained, while residing in the Shastra Shala, which began in a small hut, a generation of students devoted to the country and the nation was born. After the passing of Venerable Ratmalani Dhammalokanaika Swamindrathera on the 15th of August 1887, his pupil, Venerable Ratmalani Sri Dharma Ramanayakathera, was appointed the chief incumbent of the Vidyalankara Pirivena in 1887. He successfully expanded the education service started by his guru and developed the Vidyalankara Pirivena into a scholarly research institute. He laid a strong foundation for the Vidyalankara Pirivena to revitalize and uplift indigenous education in the country. Following him, Mahatheras such as Venerable Lunupakune Sri Dharma Nandanayakathera, Venerable Kirivattuduwe Sri Prajna Saranayakathera, and Venerable Yakaduwe Sri Prajna Ramanayakathera consecutively contributed to transforming the Pirivena into a scholarly center that is internationally renowned. The Tripitaka Dharma Sangiti, or the recital of the Tripitaka, which was carried out upon a proposal by Professor Venerable Walpola Rahula Mahathera and facilitated by Minister T.B. Ilangaratna, marks an important event in the country's history. The recital of the Tripitaka, which commenced on the 15th of August 1950 to mark the Pirivena's 75th anniversary, continued for 3 years, 5 months and 15 days. Venerable Nathandi Sri Prajnakhara Nayaka Thera and Venerable Valamitiyave Sri Kusaladhamma Nayaka Thera, both highly learned Nayaka Theras, also made great contributions to the development of the Vidyalankara Pirivena. A commemorative ceremony titled Yelasiya Abhiman was also held today, simultaneously at the newly constructed International Buddhist Conference Hall of the Vidyalankara Pirivena in Piliyandala. This event was held under the auspices of President Andra Kumara Dissanayaka. A large number of politicians, including former President Gotabaya Rajapaksa and the leader of the opposition, Sajith Premadasa, attended the event. A large congregation of the Mahasangha was also present. The chief incumbent of the Vidyalankara Pirivena and the chief Sanghanayaka of Colombo and Shillong, Venerable Dr. Valamitiyave Sri Dharmakirti Gnanaratana Thera, pointed out that the construction of the conference hall that began in 2005 at the expense of 1,300 million rupees of public funds has not yet been completed even after the lapse of 20 years.
I will draw some attention to a few points raised by our Venerable Thera. It's true, if it takes more than 20 years for us to build and inaugurate a building, what kind of a country are we living in? Compare our estimate in 2005 with our estimate in 2025. I believe it must have increased by at least 5-fold. Those funds are the public's money. Furthermore, if the results of the money spent in 2005 only materialize in 2025, what justice have we done to the public's tax money? Minister Hinidumusunil presented a cabinet paper and gave an explanation. A large building has been constructed, but they haven't been able to supply electricity. Some copper wires have been cut and stolen, some tiles and walls, and I recall him saying that they have become discolored and broken. That is why we allocated funds, as the work here must be completed very quickly. I believe we will try to resolve this issue pointed out by our Venerable Thera very quickly, and we will fulfill the obligations on the part of the government as soon as possible, even amidst this very weak, chaotic state machinery. Also, why did this situation arise where iron and copper wires were cut and stolen? Those who cut and stole these copper wires were not people who came from 50-60 miles away. The people who cut and stole these copper wires are those living nearby. If the very people who live around here cannot respect and protect an area that is revered for the historical heritage, historical role and historical importance of this Pirivena, then where is this country headed? The main reason our country has reached such a state is the drug menace, this poisonous drug menace. Take the section of the Katunayaka Expressway up to Paliagoda. For a long time it was in darkness. They install lights, but if they lay wires, the wires are cut and stolen. That is why I believe the STF protection has now been deployed to guard these wires. In the village, electric fences are laid for elephants. The battery needed for the electric fence to function is stolen. Therefore, I think we must focus attention on the menace behind the large quantity of valuable wires being cut and stolen. For this reason, as a government, we have been entrusted with a critical and indispensable responsibility: the fight against this drug catastrophe. This must be finished. This has spread across sectors we never imagined. Therefore, I believe that we may have political ideologies, parties and thoughts about races among us, but everyone must unite to defeat this catastrophe. In this, I believe the role entrusted to our Venerable Theras is a massive one. Venerable Valpola Rahula Thera documented and showed the heritage of a Buddhist monk. I believe we need the heritage of a Buddhist Thera again in this society. Every time our country faced a critical situation, the Theras came forward. They have given advice to the citizens. I believe that to restore our country, we need the intervention of such revered Theras. With that in mind, at this highly historic moment of the Vidyalankara Pirivena's 150th anniversary, I conclude my address by asking our venerable Theras to intervene and fulfill the traditional role of the clergy.
අපේ හාමුදුරුවෝ වහන්සේට උරුම යතිවර කාර්යභාරය සඳහා මැදිහත් වෙන්න කියලා ආරාධනා කරමින් මම නතර වෙනවා.
May this esteemed institution, the Vidyalankara Pirivena in Piliyandala, continue its profound mission, flourishing for centuries to come, guiding countless generations toward wisdom and enlightenment. While President Andrew Dissanayake today emphasized the importance of eradicating drugs, the Navy brought ashore a local multi-day fishing trawler that was taken into custody during a special naval operation conducted in the deep sea to the west of Sri Lanka. Nearly 335 kilograms of illicit drugs valued at approximately 500 million rupees were discovered and seized from the vessel. 6 suspects were also arrested, and the main suspect alleged to have operated the trawler has also been arrested in Galle. The operation was carried out yesterday in the deep sea to the west of Sri Lanka based on intelligence received by the Navy. The local multi-day trawler was taken into Navy custody on suspicion of transporting drugs along with the 6 suspects on board. The naval troops along with the vessel and the suspects arrived at the Dekovita harbour this morning. The trawler was inspected there and 16 sacks found inside were examined. This was done with the participation of officers from the Police Narcotics Bureau.
Hey guys, sir.
The 6 suspects were arrested on charges of importing, possessing and trafficking drugs.
ලංකාවට ගුණවින් ආනයනය කිරීම, සන්තකේ තබා ගැනීම සහ ජාවාරම් කිරීම යන චෝදනාවලට මම අපලව අත්අඩංගුවට ගෙනී සිදුවනවා.
The commander of the Sri Lanka Navy, Vice Admiral Kanchana Banagoda, also arrived at the location. Deputy Minister of Defence, retired Major General Aruna Jayasekara, also came to the Dekovita harbour and expressed his gratitude to the officers who contributed to the operation.
To those who transport, distribute and aid and abet in drug trafficking under the guise of fishing activities, the Triforces, the police, the intelligence services and the narcotics division are behind you. Special programs have been implemented. We have all the information regarding organized criminals, arms traffickers and those transporting and aiding drugs. Therefore, we are informing these traffickers, please desist from these activities. Surrender or otherwise, please desist from these activities. Surrender or otherwise, through this national operation, the police and the armed forces will legally bring you into custody. You have no opportunity to escape and we will not allow it. We will absolutely see this program through to the end. We need the strength and contribution of the public. You must come forward and provide information. We are very kindly informing all communities involved in the fishing industry to stay away and withdraw from these illegal acts.
Meanwhile, the main suspect who operated the trawler was arrested this afternoon in Galle during an operation conducted by the Police Narcotics Bureau. The police stated that steps have been taken to detain the suspect for 7 days for questioning.
MP Senananayakara of the Summit Jana Balawege says that those dislike the operation, a nation united, are the people that dislike something good happening to the country.
The majority of people like this operation very much. The people that do not want anything good happening to the country are the ones who dislike this program. When we visit villages, the innocent parents ask us to save their children in the future. This is a public request. So if the country pays attention to such matters, it is indeed good for the future of the country. The initial blame was that only suspects being arrested were the small dealers and that drug lords were not being arrested. and that those operations were futile. The blame was that there was no program to put a complete stop to drug trafficking in the country. We have focused our attention on those selling drugs, top-tier businessmen, drug users, and the parents who suffer because of this menace in the village.
ඒකෙන් පීඩා විඳින ගම්මට්ටමේ අම්මා තාත්තා සහෝදරයෝ දක්වා අපි අපේ අවධානය යොමු කරලා තියෙනවා.
Investigations have revealed that an individual named Praveen, believed to be an organized criminal, is linked to the recent discovery of weapons in areas including Vaunia. The discovery of a T-56 firearm during a police raid in Kiribati, conducted as part of operations to dismantle criminal gangs, led investigators to Praveen. According to investigation teams, a special investigation has now been launched in connection with the case. Police confirmed that Praveen is currently believed to be abroad. Recently, 3 organized criminals who had been deported from India were arrested at the Bandar Naik International Airport in Katunayaka. Information on the individual Praveen were revealed during interrogations conducted on the arrested organized criminals under detention orders. The interrogations are being carried out under the provisions of the Prevention of Terrorism Act. The suspects are accused of involvement in incidents related to the discovery of weapons in the Vaunia and Kiribati areas. Sri Lanka police say they will provide pistols to members of parliament who have submitted requests after thoroughly reviewing the relevant criminal analysis reports. According to police, these reports are currently under detailed examination to determine the appropriateness of providing firearms. More than 20 opposition MPs have submitted formal letters to the Secretary General of Parliament requesting pistols to enhance their personal security. A senior parliamentary official noted that these requests have been forwarded to the Minister of Defence for further consideration. However, no MPs from the ruling party have made requests for firearms. It was recently revealed that certain opposition MPs who sought firearms and security protection have come under threat, not from external sources, but from members of their own parties. Meanwhile, SGB MP Mujibur Rahman says that opposition MPs have requested firearms and additional security, citing potential threats from aggressive individuals when they are among the public. However, Colombo District MP Mujibur Rahman clarified that he has never possessed a firearm and has not sought one this time, unlike several other MPs who have made such requests.
මහජනතාවට අතරට යනකොට ඒ අතරේ ඉන්න පුළුවන් മന്ത്രിතුමාට කැමති අයත් ඉන්න පුළුවන් മന്ത്രിතුමාට අකමැති අයත් ඉන්න පුළුවන්.
When we go to the public, there are those who like us and those who don't like us. This society has become very aggressive. We have witnessed how even minor verbal exchanges can escalate into murders and other violence or even worse. As public representatives, we constantly interact with the public, so ensuring a certain level of security is essential, not just for opposition MPs but members of the ruling party as well. When I visit certain places, there are people who greet me warmly and speak to me kindly, but there are also those who turn away when they see me, people who are, so to speak, allergic to me. In such situations, we sometimes feel a sense of insecurity. If something happens at that moment, there's no point arguing about it later. That's why it's important to ensure a reasonable level of security for all public representatives. We are not in a situation where we oppose such measures. When it comes to security, we don't stand against anyone. If the authorities provide security, we have no issue with that. We will continue our work. We won't reduce or stop our activities because of this, but it's clear how hypocritical some of these people can be.
අපි අඩු කරන්නේ ඒව නතර කරන්නේ නැහැ. මේගොල්ලෝ කොයිතරම් දෙපිටි කාට්ටු අයද? මෙහෙමයි മന്ത്രിවරුන්ට තමන්ගේ පෞද්ගලික ආරක්ෂාවට ගිනිඅවියක් ඉල්ලන්න පුළුවන් තියෙන ඒ වරප්‍රසාදේ තියෙනවා. තවම තියෙනවා. ඉතින් සමහර മന്ത്രിවරු ඉල්ලලා තියෙනවා, සමහර අය ඉල්ලලා නැහැ. මම නම් එහෙම පෞද්ගලික මේ ගිනිඅවි අරගෙන නැහැ. මම දන්නේ නැහැ. ඉතින් පෞද්ගලික කාරණාවක්නේ. කවුද ඉල්ලීම් කරේ, කවුද ඉල්ලීම් නොකරේ කියන එක මම දන්නේ නැහැ. මොකද മന്ത്രിවරු එහෙම කියන්නේ නැහැනේ. මට මං ගැන කියන්න පුළුවන්, මම නම් ඉල්ලලා නැහැ.
What is the stance of opposition MPs in the northern political parties regarding requests for firearms? MP Sridharan of the Lanka Tamil Arskachi have expressed caution over requests for firearms, citing safety risks.
We appreciate the government's efforts to tackle the country's drug menace. Parliamentarians have the right to request police protection and firearms. However, if firearms are provided, proper training must also be given. It is essential to assess how safe it is to keep firearms in one's custody. Sri Lanka has a history of accidental shootings involving MPs, so storing firearms personally carries significant risks.
Meanwhile, President's Counsel M.A. Sumandaran emphasized that requesting firearms is a dangerous practice.
I can't really comment on their request. It's terrifying. Giving a firearm to someone who doesn't know how to handle it could have unpredictable, dangerous consequences.
Deputy Minister of Housing, Construction and Water Supply T.B. Sirasa says that the country's situation is not so dangerous as to warrant asking for weapons.
The opposition keeps claiming that there is no security and even asking for pistols. But we haven't made such requests. We have complete trust in the people of this country. They have no desire to harm or kill anyone. There's no reason for anyone to attack us. We travel to any village, any part of the country without fear. People here can move about freely. There are no problems walking the streets anywhere, even in Jaffna. I myself visited Jaffna and nearby islands recently, walking around alone, and people didn't even know I was a minister. Everyone there goes about their daily lives peacefully. There's no security issue in this country. Things are as normal as ever.
Newsfirst with the people.
India's National Security Advisor Ajit Doval has attributed recent regime changes in Bangladesh, Nepal and Sri Lanka to poor governance. Now, he made these remarks while speaking at the Sardar Patel Memorial Lecture on National Unity Day of India.
India's National Security Advisor Ajit Doval says that poor governance was the reason behind uprisings that led to change of governments in Bangladesh, Nepal and Sri Lanka over the past 3.5 years. Delivering the Sardar Patel Memorial Lecture on Governance on the occasion of the National Unity Day on the 31st of October, Doval said governance plays a seminal role in the nation-building process and in securing the nation's state.
The rise and fall of the great empires, monarchies, oligarchies, aristocracies or democracies is actually a history of their governance, and the recent cases of the change of regimes through non-constitutional methods in Bangladesh, Sri Lanka, Nepal and others were actually the leading cases of the bad governance, and that is how the governance matters.
He made these comments while speaking about the changes that swept India's neighborhood in the past few years. Drawing examples from the rise and fall of empires because of internal weakness and inept governance, Doval said he believes that governance plays a seminal role in the nation-building process as well as in securing a nation and helping it achieve its goals and aspirations.
Prime Minister Dr. Harini Amrasuriya says that steps will be taken to recruit teachers on an open and limited basis within the next few months.
An awareness program on new education reforms was held today at the Ampara DSN Nayaka National School. The event was presided over by Prime Minister Dr. Harini Amrasuriya.
දැවෙනම ප්‍රශ්නයක් මේ පුරප්පාඩු මේ සිස්ටම් එක තුලම තියෙන පුරප්පාඩු ගුරුවරු විතරක් නෙවෙයි.
The most pressing issue is these vacancies. The vacancies that exist within the system itself. It's not just teachers. There are a large number of vacancies for education specialists and educational administrative service personnel. I know the question that members of parliament always raise with me is, when will these vacancies be filled? Well, as you know, regarding the filling of teacher vacancies, we had to face a number of crises when the government changed. As of September 2024, there were 5 court cases related to teacher recruitment, 4 cases filed in the Supreme Court and 1 in the Court of Appeal. Due to those cases, there was a Supreme Court order that temporarily halted the filling of teacher vacancies. However, we have been able to secure our release from those Supreme Court cases by now. There is one more case remaining in the Court of Appeal. The Attorney General's Department has informed us that this case too will be concluded very soon. As soon as these cases are over, we are prepared to hold competitive exams and recruit teachers on an open and limited basis. Therefore, we expect to recruit teachers within the next 2 to 3 months. Additionally, we have already recruited 600 personnel for the Education Specialist Service, and close to 500 personnel have been recruited for the Administrative Service, and they are currently undergoing training. They too are scheduled to be inducted into the service in a few months. For this year, we hope to establish a system where vacancies are filled annually as they arise from retirements.
පුරවන සිස්ටම් එකකට අපි හදාගන්න අපි බලාපොරොත්තු වෙනවා.
Last night was a night that captured the hearts of the youth. Why, known for constantly pushing the boundaries for young talent, once again raised the bar with an event that took things to the next level. The island-wide DJ Champion of the Year 2025.
3, 2,
1.
Welcome to the grand finale of the island-wide DJ Champion for the year 2025.
The creative powerhouse behind Youth Radio. Why? Just drop something massive for the next generation of beatmakers and dream chasers. Always one step ahead. Why was always passionate on putting young talent on the global stage.
For the biggest DJ showdown of the island!
This time, they did it in style with a whole new wave in the local DJ scene. The island-wide DJ Champion of the Year 2025. Thousands of young DJs from across the island signed up, chasing the dream of turning their passion into a full-blown career. It was not an easy task. This was a next-level production, carefully planned months in advance with international DJ legends joining in to guide the finalists.
15 of the country's freshest, most electrifying upcoming DJs were selected under the watchful eyes of both local and international DJs, and then they leveled up their skills with training from the DJ Mass team. While also equipped the finalists with professional grade Pioneer DJ controllers and headphones, providing access to equipment that most emerging DJs rarely have the opportunity to use.
DJ Miniboy! හොඳත් පොළ සන්නාදයක් නැවත වතාවක් මේ අයට ලබා දෙන්න. With these controllers, courtesy of Pioneer DJ by Alpha Theta, Mr. Kevin Keegan, thank you so much.
Last night was a night to remember, a night that lit up the hearts of the youth across the country. It was the grand finale of the island-wide DJ Champion of the Year 2025, held at Sky Studios in Ratmalana. A large crowd gathered to witness the impressive performances of the nation's rising DJ talent as finalists showcased their skills live on stage.
Aaron Drade, a 21-year-old from California, was crowned as the island-wide DJ Champion of the year 2025.
End of the year 2025 is Aaron Drade!
With this victory, Aaron secured a rare opportunity for a Sri Lankan DJ, the chance to perform live in Sri Lanka, Singapore and Malaysia. In addition, he was named the official Shri Pop DJ for M Entertainment Music, marking a first in the local Sri pop scene.
Second place was claimed by Pool Boy and Apollo, while third place went to DJ Minu Boy and Becky.
The competition concluded with an energetic after party featuring performances by DJ Mas, DJ Amacio, DJ Kitcha and DJ Shiloh. Once again, why the creative force that always brings a fresh color to the youth have delivered another unforgettable event that the youth will never forget.
Because after all, Y is not just a name, Y is the vibe.
The National Zoological Gardens in Dehiwala has warmly welcomed the rare and delightful new birth of an Arabian oryx calf. Now, this rare and elegant creature, often called one of the desert's most graceful animals, marks a proud moment for the zoo and a valuable addition to its conservation efforts.
The rare and joyous birth of an Arabian oryx calf took place on the 30th of September at the National Zoological Gardens in Dehiwala. Officials of the Zoological Gardens reported that both the mother and the newborn are in good health. The Arabian oryx, a striking member of the antelope family, is native to the vast desert of the Arabian Peninsula. Once on the brink of extinction due to overhunting and habitat loss, this majestic species has made a remarkable comeback thanks to dedicated global breeding and conservation programs.
This is the fourth Arabian oryx birth recorded at the zoo. The calf is now 1 month old and is currently on display with its mother. The Arabian oryx is a rather special animal. In the 1970s, these animals native to the deserts of the Arabian Peninsula completely disappeared from the wild due to excessive hunting during that period. Afterward, through special breeding programs carried out using Arabian oryx populations that remained in zoos, the Arabian region and around the world, their numbers were gradually increased. By the 1980s, these breeding efforts made it possible to reintroduce them into their original habitats, and special programs were implemented to protect them within those natural areas. Thanks to those initiatives, the Arabian oryx is now once again stable in its natural environment. The Arabian oryx stands as one of the best examples of successful wildlife conservation through zoological breeding, proving that even species once extinct in the wild can be restored to their native habitats.
The Media Division Conference of Divisions F and I of Toastmasters clubs was held in Colombo today.
Behind me are speakers who are not just here to compete, but to connect, inspire and lead. Infinite fortitude. The Media Division Conference of Divisions F and I of Toastmasters clubs was held in Colombo today. The conference featured exciting speech contests and the awards ceremony recognizing the winners of the humorous and evaluation speech contests from Division F and Division I clubs. The chief guest of the event was Chairman of Singer Finance PLC Aravinda Pereira.
The requirement or the need for Toastmasters would have arisen from the fact that most of us, apparently it's as high as 77%, who have this problem of phobia of public speak. So probably out of that, there was a need for somebody to come out and help. So that would have been the reason why Toastmasters was born. So what they do, from what I have gathered and working very closely with the Sampath Bank Toastmasters Club, that you empower your members. There's no compulsion. You allow them to prosper and you only support them.
The keynote address at the event was delivered by senior journalist, attorney at law, Charlene Benedict.
I want you to forget everything that you think you know about communication. You might think communication is about charisma or grammar or vocabulary, but here's the truth. Communication is never about what you say. It is always about what the listener does as a result of what you say. How many potential clients, ladies and gentlemen, would you have lost? how many brilliant ideas would have died on the drawing board. And I assure you that this wasn't a lack of brilliance. It was a failure to transfer that brilliance. Today, ladies and gentlemen, we are not going to talk about talking. We are going to talk about action and how communication can be used as an engine for both business and life.
The conference was also graced by past international president DTM Balraj Arunachalam along with the trio of the Toastmasters International District 82 for Sri Lanka, District Director for Toastmasters District 82 Niroshan Nadaraja, Program Quality Director Bhati Hetiarachi, Club Growth Director Priyakara Jayaratna and many other distinguished Toastmasters.
Flavors of Turkey, a food festival organized by the Embassy of Turkey in Sri Lanka and the Maldives, was inaugurated in Colombo yesterday. Now the festival will continue until the 9th of November, offering guests an authentic taste of Turkish cuisine and culture. More than just a much anticipated Flavors of Turkey Food Festival kicked off yesterday in Colombo, marking the return of an authentic celebration of Turkish cuisine and culture. Running from the 1st of November till the 9th of November, the event brings together 4 chefs all the way from Turkey who have teamed up with Sri Lanka's culinary experts to serve favorites of both the Sri Lankan and Turkish cuisines. Adding to the culinary journey, the evenings will be elevated by the soulful melodies of several Turkish artists with live performances reminding you of the vibrant streets of Istanbul and the warmth of Anatolia in Turkey. The inauguration evening of Flavors of Turkey was attended by Ambassador of the Republic of Turkey to Sri Lanka and the Maldives, alongside other distinguished guests and media personalities who gathered to celebrate and enjoy the authentic Turkish feast. Flavors of Turkey will continue daily from 6:30 p.m. to 10:30 p.m. until the 9th of November. Threads of Hope shopping fair hosted by the Ani Prana Foundation took place in Colombo yesterday. Now the event was organized to support the women and children of the Women's Development Center in Kandy. Following the fair, the foundation also hosted a vibrant fashion show.
Threads of Hope shopping fair organized by the Ani Prana Foundation brought together creativity, compassion and community spirit in support of a meaningful cause. A fashion show took center stage featuring beautifully handcrafted dresses created by the women and girls from the Women's Development Center in Kandy. The runaway came alive with their artistry, confidence and vibrant expression of hope. Terry Artigala, the founder of the Ani Prana Foundation, shared the vision behind Threads of Hope to empower women through skill development, to nurture independence and to inspire a future filled with dignity and opportunity.
Our key objectives are to support and strengthen and shelter the houses, the young women and mothers and children who are survivors of abuse and assault. Organising workshops, training and support services that help women reintegrate into society and rebuild their futures with confidence and dignity. Together we can give these young women who have endured so much the chance to heal, grow and thrive.
Both events were held to raise funds and awareness for the Women's Development Center in Kandy, which continues to provide shelter, care and empowerment for women and children in need.
The 13th Asian Conference on Endometriosis was held today in Colombo. The conference, themed Empowering Women, Improving Treatment, focused on advancing healthcare and enhancing the well-being of women in Sri Lanka.
The 13th Asian Conference on Endometriosis was held in Colombo. The conference, organized by the Sri Lanka Endometriosis and Adenomyosis Society in collaboration with the Asian Endometriosis and Adenomyosis Society, was held under the theme Empowering Women, Improving Treatment. The conference highlighted advances in non-hormonal therapies and explored targeted molecular pathways in endometriotic lesions. A keynote address on unraveling inflammatory pathways and targeted approaches for non-hormonal therapies in endometriosis was delivered by Professor Hemanta Senanayake, President of the Asian Society of Endometriosis and Adenomyosis.
Across the world, more than 190 million women live with endometriosis. We must pause to go behind that statistic and look at the faces of those women. Really, it's a disaster hiding in plain sight. Empowering women, enhancing knowledge, the future of endometriosis and adenomyosis captures the importance of empathy and making our patients true partners in their care pathway. To our international guests, welcome to Sri Lanka. We're a land of warm hospitality, deep traditions, and stunning natural beauty. We hope you take home not only new knowledge, but new friendships, new collaborations, fond memories, and very importantly, new inspiration.
Another keynote address was delivered by Professor Asgiraleti Fezlibas, patron of the Endometriosis and Adenomyosis Association of Sri Lanka and a distinguished professor at Michigan State University.
So we all know this is the problem that we're dealing with. These young women suffer pain and enormous amounts of effects on their social life very, very early in their life. And yet it takes them 7 to 10 years before they're diagnosed. Endometriosis is a disease of menstruation. So we have to have an appropriate model system to be able to study that.
The conference also focused on advancing knowledge and treatment approaches in endometriosis, highlighting innovative therapies and strategies to improve patient care.
A career guidance and professional development program organized by the ISAC of the University of Sri Jayawardhanapura took place in Colombo yesterday.
Launchpad 3.0, the flagship career guidance and professional development program by the ISAC of University of Sri Jayawardhanapura, was held yesterday at the university premises. The event brought together over 200 undergraduates and recent graduates from all faculties. Organized for the third consecutive year, the event aimed to enhance the career prospects of students by providing knowledge, skills and exposure needed for a successful transition into the professional world. The event featured two main segments: a career development session and a career fair, connecting students with leading organizations and internship opportunities. It also included a panel discussion titled The Boardroom Leap: Entrepreneurship and Corporate Leadership, where industry experts and business leaders shared insights on transitioning from entrepreneurship to corporate leadership.
Starting my own thing was where I wanted to kind of give all my energy to, and then I moved back to finish my master's, moved back to Sri Lanka, and I was working briefly, and then I came across this concept of an online.
Additionally, an outgoing global internship opportunity stall was featured for students seeking international exposure.
The Grand Egyptian Museum, described as the world's largest archaeological museum, has officially opened in Cairo, marking a defining cultural milestone for Egypt and the world. The inauguration gathered royals, presidents and dignitaries for a ceremony that featured a musical symphony and a dazzling drone and light show linking the museum's design with the pyramids of Giza. After grand inauguration drew royals, presidents and dignitaries from across the globe, celebrating what President Abdel Fattah el-Sisi described as a new chapter in the story of these ancient nations, present and future. Sheikh Khaled bin Mohammed, Crown Prince of Abu Dhabi, attended on behalf of President Sheikh Mohammed, joining international delegations that included numerous heads of state and government. The ceremony began with an official group photograph, followed by a stunning musical symphony, accompanied by a drone and light show illuminating the architectural harmony between the museum and the pyramids of Giza.
المصري القديم اكتشف ولاحظ حسابات المصري القديم على خط واحد مع خوف.
The finals of the ICC Women's Cricket World Cup 2025 is currently underway in Navi Mumbai, India. The match is being played between India and South Africa. Batting first, the Indian team scored 298 runs for the loss of 7 wickets at the end of their allotted 50 overs. Now in reply innings, South Africa were 66 runs for the loss of 2 wickets at the end of 12 overs a short while ago.
The match is being played in Navi Mumbai, India. The toss was delayed by about 2 hours due to rain. The South African captain who won the toss decided to field first. Before the start of the match, the trophy for the winners of the final was brought onto the ground by former Indian cricket superstar Sachin Tendulkar. The match referee for this final is Michelle Pereira of Sri Lanka. Nimali Pereira of Sri Lanka is officiating as the 4th umpire. The players from both teams, holding on to their hopes of winning their first Women's Cricket World Cup, walked onto the ground to sing their national anthems. The match began at 5 p.m. amidst cheers from a large crowd of spectators. The Indian innings was opened by Smriti Mandhana and Shefali Verma. The pair gave the Indian innings a successful start by adding a 104-run partnership for the first wicket. Shefali Verma top scored for the Indian side with 87 of 78 balls. Smriti Mandhana scored 45 runs. The finals of the 2025 Women's Cricket World Cup is being broadcast live on TV1 and streamed on sirasatv.lk, the official domestic broadcasting rights holder in Sri Lanka.
Today on Newsfirst, beautiful Sri Lanka, we are going to talk about the Dedugala waterfall located in the Kegalle district. And with that, we wrap up primetime news for tonight. I am Hashini Patirana. Thank you for watching. Good night.
Nestled within the Kegalle district lies Dedugala, a region shimmering with natural wonder. But the true magic, the charm that triples the delight of your journey is the waterfalls you discover along the way. Take a winding jungle trail just 300 meters beyond the road leading to the Kalupahana mini hydropower plant and you will encounter a scene so majestic it is guaranteed to steal your breath and capture your soul. This is the Nalagana Falls, an ethereal waterfall nourished by the Ritigha Oya. The Nalagana Fall plunges from a height of 40 meters. Beyond its sheer natural spectacle, the Ritigala Oya that feeds this fall also contributes in helping to light up the nation. Yet this entire system is a delicate, highly sensitive ecological treasure. It is our shared duty to guard this pristine paradise for all time.
Beautiful Sri Lanka.